Welcome to the Digital Distance Learning Tutorial on HTML elements. HTML elements are the very fundamentals of HTML. To get started, I'd like to create a new index.html file inside a new directory labeled HTML elements to house this lesson. To do so, I'm going to click on File, then New. After that, I'd like to save my new file as index.html, so I'm going to click on File again, then Save. From here, create a new folder called HTML Elements, which is what our lesson is about today. And save the current file in the newly created directory as index.html. Make sure it is called index.html so that our editor, brackets, recognizes it as our main HTML file. Now, let's go ahead and open our working directory by clicking under the working files and select the folder that we have just created. Now that we have opened our directory, click on index.html to edit the file. Now, before continuing on, we must tell whatever is reading our HTML file that, indeed, the contents of this file are of HTML type. To do so, write a less than symbol, exclamation point, doc, type, all in capital letters, a space, HTML in lowercase, then a greater than sign. This line will tell whatever that is reading our HTML file that indeed the contents of this file are of HTML type. Now that we're done with the first line, press enter to go on to the next line. We can now go on to create the content of the actual HTML file. All HTML content is usually consisted of or surrounded by HTML elements. Specifically, all the HTML content on a web page is encapsulated in HTML tags. So let's go ahead and write those tags so that we can wrap the contents of our web page. We do this by writing a less than sign, which starts off our tag, the name of the tag, which is HTML in this case, and a greater than sign. As you can see, brackets already created the end tag, which designates the end of our element. The end tag, as you can see, is very similar to the start tag, shares the same name, but has a character prior to the name of the tag, which is a / sign. This / sign designates that the tag is an end tag. Again, the HTML element usually tells whatever is reading our file that the contents of the element should be interpreted as HTML. However, there is usually another tag inside the HTML element that contains all the content. So let's go ahead and press enter multiple times to create some spacing between the start and end tags, where we can place our HTML elements content. Let's go ahead and right under our HTML element start tag, create the body element start tag. We'll do this the same way we created the HTML start tag, but instead of having HTML as the tag name, we will use the name body. After having a less than symbol, the tag name, and writing a greater than sign, once again, brackets will automatically complete the end tag. Again, press enter multiple times to create some spacing between the start and end tags, where we will be able to place the element's content. Let's go ahead and see where we've gotten so far by previewing our actual indexed HTML file. We can go ahead and do that by clicking the live preview feature that Brackets has to offer, which is on the right-hand pane of the editor. As you can see, this is our index.html file. However, as we can see, it appears to be empty because there is no displayable content in our HTML file. This is normal because we haven't created any yet. So let's go ahead and create some displayable content in our HTML file. Let us start off by creating a heading. So to create a heading, we will use an h1 element to define that the content is indeed a heading. So let us go ahead and create the starting tag by having a less than symbol, h1, and then having a greater than symbol to close it up, and Brackets automatically created our end tag as well. Now within between these two tags will be our content where we will write our heading. And let us write the official heading. As we can see, we now can see that there is a heading on the index.html file preview on the right hand side here. There are many other tag names for headings that designate less important headings such as h2 or h3 tags, which we will follow up on in future digital distance learning tutorials. However, for now, let's create some paragraph text to go along with the heading. For that, let's create a tag with a tag name of P, which denotes that the text in the element's content should be grouped as a paragraph. So to do that, just type in a less than symbol, P, which is the tag name and defines a paragraph, a greater than symbol, and within the element's content, we shall write the official paragraph content. As you can see on our preview to the right, we now have a paragraph with text of the official paragraph content. Let us go ahead and copy this element multiple times, about 3 times, and now we automatically have 3 paragraphs all with the same text of the official paragraph content. Let's say that we wanted to create some spacing between the first and second paragraph elements. To do so, we would add a break between the first and second paragraph elements in our HTML file, which is really just a BR tag. So let's go ahead and in between the first and second paragraph elements, create a tag with the name BR. As you can see, we now have spacing between the first and second paragraph elements. And as you have noticed, Brackets didn't automatically create a closing tag for this BR element because BR is an empty element. As you may have noticed by now, all our tag names have been lowercase. The tag names are not case sensitive. However, by convention, they are usually lowercase. I hope you have enjoyed learning about HTML elements, and this concludes the current tutorial. I would like to thank you for watching this digital distance learning tutorial.